Now, recently, a lot of the central banks in the world have been buying gold. In fact, they've been buying more gold now in the last 12 months than probably any time since the early 70s. Why are central banks buying so much gold, and particularly the Russians?
Each central bank has a little bit of their own narrative. The Russians obviously are afraid that dependency on the US dollar could make them vulnerable. The Chinese are also buying lots of gold. But interestingly enough, so too are the Indians and a number of other countries. Essentially, what you see by the absence of central bank selling of gold and the purchase by particularly Eastern countries of gold is an understanding that most of what are counted as reserves in these central banks are really ephemeral. Most central bankers want to weaken their currencies, and that usually means printing, figuratively or literally. Gold is the only currency that can't be printed, and I can tell you in the mining business, you almost can't really find it in any size any longer. So when you have central bankers trying to debase their currencies and the mining companies can't find it, you have a very interesting currency. And it's the only asset which these central banks have that isn't somebody else's liability. When you own gold, it just is what it is. You own it.
Now, some of the central banks have the view, as you kind of alluded to, that owning a lot of dollars makes you very dependent on the U.S. economy, and how the value of the dollar goes is not something you can control. Not that you can control the price of gold, but it's something you can touch and feel, and you know it's more solid, and it gives people comfort. Generally, I think it's right, and I'd like to hear your comment on this, when people are worried about the economy, they're worried about whether there's dislocations occurring in the economy or so forth, they tend to go to gold. Why is that? Why do people feel comforted when they buy gold as opposed to having paper currency?
For the simple reason that they know that gold is scarce and that throughout history, paper has always been debased.
So,
since the Federal Reserve was established, the value of the dollar has gone from $1 to 7 cents. Gold, on the other hand, has risen in value. So when you look at it, it's not an unreasonable proposition. It's like Ray Dalio made a very good comment, I think, very succinct, rational.
He's the head of Bridgewater, very successful hedge fund.
And hyper-rational, as he would say. And he said, the case for gold, when you strip away the emotion, is that it's just another currency, like the yen, the dollar, the Aussie, the Swiss franc. And those who don't understand what gold means either don't understand the history of it or don't understand the markets, and that everyone should just own some gold as you would own any other currency.